What is the fascination? And I would say it's an absolutely insane attachment to offshore wind energy among the climate activist groups and among the bureaucrats in New York. Why is there this strong attraction to offshore wind? And it's something I know you've tracked for a long time. Why is this idea of it so strong?
They have it in Europe, Robert.
That's it. Is that that's the only reason?
I mean, a lot of New York public policy flows from people looking um, uncritically at how things work in Europe and saying, why can't we have that here? We deal with that a lot in the healthcare space. We deal with that a lot in the tax space, and we deal with it in the energy space in particular. Europe has a very different energy picture from the US. They are not, they don't have the same abundant amount of fossil fuel available to them on the continent. They've got some in the North Sea, but they don't have nearly the type of resources or infrastructure that the US does. So they also have windier, more, they also have better offshore wind to harness with offshore wind turbines off of the parts of the North Sea where it's really picked up. Offshore wind kind of entered the New York dialogue in a big way in 2016 when Cuomo was saying we're going to get to 50% renewables by 2030. And then it was 14 years in the future, so we could have had flying cars by then. And where it was almost an answer to the critiques about reliability and the intermittent nature of wind and solar. It was, well, yes, we've got these, fairly low capacity factors for land-based wind, but look how much higher the capacity factors are, and that is the essentially the percentage of a device's total possible output that will come over the course of a period of time left to operate over the course of a year. Uh, you look at the high capacity factors on offshore wind. So we're going to start moving in this direction, and at some point we will get it. So it was almost there to kind of coax people into the first step with the land-based wind and the land-based solar, which having the benefit of hindsight and looking at how that's played out, I have all sorts of grievances to raise with the folks who were selling people a bill of goods back in 2016. We can talk more about that, and not to go too far into ancient history, but a lot of where New York is today came from people failing to ask the right questions in 2016 about how stuff was going to play out. There were a lot of variables there that really in some cases were flat out misrepresented to New
Right.
Yorkers.